Hopefully this is working. My very extra professional setup. Dude in closet. Cool. I'm gonna double check my stream chat here. I've connected it so have everything chatting into one thing here. Hey, beauty bum. Love sending text messages like this to myself. And I can see it. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Sorry, these are some of the some of the housekeeping things that you can only do once you're live, but everyone's doing okay out there. I'll be honest, yesterday it was a little rough. I was getting really frustrated trying to do some of the things that I wanted to do yesterday, including going live last night. And I eventually just had to give up. I was trying to figure everything out and it just wasn't happening, and I was but regardless, we're here now, and that's what's important. So welcome again. It's Thursday morning, and yeah, I want to keep talking and I want to keep doing these live things. I feel like maybe if I strive to do one in the morning and maybe one later at night, just to kind of talk more about the program and what we want to try and accomplish, and give you more opportunities to kind of chime in and say what you would like covered. Because like I said, this is in development. I have an outline and I have like a day by day breakdown of what I'd like to talk about. So now my goal is to sit down and go day by day and try and get like 2 or 3 really good objectives to hit, or like outcomes where this is your takeaway and this is that you feel strongly about. So yeah, so far we've had a few people sign up. The link was going to a copy of the application. It wasn't the one. Like freaking out because nobody signed up. And then it turns out I was checking the wrong form. So oh good, I've got baby snot on my shirt. Perfect. Orion is healthy. Had a bit of like the sniffles we all have, but no fevers or anything yet. Yeah, it's looking like we're gonna be in things for the long haul, which was kind of hard to deal with. But you know what? Like, you have your moment. You give yourself that moment to just kind of freak out about the gravity of the situation, and then you just move past it. That's what we have to do. If we all shut down at the exact same time, there's nobody to catch us. So we got to be sure to give it a little bit of time. Let yourself freak out. It's okay. These are natural feelings you should be having about what's happening. But I think, don't pressure yourself into overperforming. Give yourself time to rest. Eliminate the stress so that you can be there for somebody else. We all kind of got to take turns on this. So again, I was like, I announced this and I was like, this will be a great idea, and I'll just throw it out there and I can develop this and get things moving. And then I was like, oh god, why did I say that? Like, I just want to crawl into a hole and hide until this is all over. But I know that this is something important that I think everybody needs to kind of jump into and keep busy with something. So a 30-day course about creative stuff and having like a couple of like simple objectives each day to kind of look forward to. It's just like one foot in front of the other and help you push. I think maybe is hard to kind of justify doing something that's like, oh, this is a creative thing. This is a uh, might. I know that I've been having this like struggle to pick up my instrument. That's I'm. Some people are creating like crazy right now. Awesome, and I've kind of been like shut down and feeling like the weight of everything I want. So a really important thing I think we should be doing is I don't know if anybody saw the article that I shared. Somebody one of the posted, and I just threw it up everywhere. There's some really good tips on just how to kind of keep your shit together. Let yourself relax, like give yourself time to do, and just pick a couple of simple things that you would like to do that are meaningful during the day. Go for that. Not a big deal. So one thing I want to do is come on here and talk to people, talk about music, and talk about like the bigger thing as a whole. I do think we might be able to get uh, the video game stuff happening too. Well, I've been back on the Switch since there's no real school happening or anything, and playing old school Castlevania, and it's been kicking. Anyways, so yeah, let's talk a bit more about the infinite musician mentality. Um, this whole kind of thing came about because I was trying to create some kind of way for musicians and songwriters to kind of make music, learn more about music, and it was like a music theory site. That was the idea. And it's changed so many times because I've been forced to go deeper and deeper about why I want to do it, what I want to do. And really look at like the levels of like, well, why do I want to write? And what has made the most progress for me in my writing? What has got the best response out of things that I've written? And even bigger than that, like what were the things that made me want to stop or made me feel like I couldn't do it enough, or that's a thing as a musician, songwriter, creative person. You're always gonna have to fight that battle. That ever way, just have to keep choosing, and a big part of that, finding why. Um, our staffing and leadership teacher a couple weeks ago had a really good way of putting it. Like any activity, especially with something like this, you need to phrase it as on behalf of what? What is your why? Figuring that out, giving yourself a mission, a purpose. If you're doing things just to do it, if it's arbitrary, if you're like, oh, I have to play the guitar because I want to get good, well, like, is that really enough to keep you moving forward? So, I don't know. The idea behind the infinite musician mentality, not it's not a tactic. It's not necessarily like rote knowledge or anything. It's not a half-baked trend. Not selling some secret, the super secret, and use some copywriting marketing jargon to confuse you. The idea is that it's curated knowledge, and it goes beyond help creators like find their powerful purpose, message, and ultimately make a bigger impact because of their unique messages, missions. These are things that aren't just music specific. You see this across the board. So a lot of this has kind of been amalgamated in a way, studying different songwriters, see what also looking at successful businesses, brands. What is it that allows them to break that and rocket into the stratosphere? There's something common that happens in all of these. Going through and taking this business that was a lot of what we talked about. And it's really important that you, as an artist, like you are an entrepreneur, putting together a process and a business product, whether you're selling it or not, but want to eat, and if you want to make all your time focused on your art, then yeah, got to think about how it's going to get out there and how it's going to make the most impact, get that message into the ears and the hearts of as many people as possible. So if you're a songwriter who's serious about growth and evolving, thriving in this shifting landscape of the music business, everything is changing all the time, and it's changing fast, and I feel like it's not totally figured out where things are going to go. We got kind of complacent for 40, 50, 60 years, maybe more. Things were the same, and we're still trying to cling on to that 30 years almost after the advent of digital music, streaming happening and downloading stuff, and we still haven't got it figured out as artists. Business is just starting to figure it out, and they're cutting us out. So we need to become more independent. Big part of that is figuring out, who you are. That's huge. So, you don't need marketing tactics that people are trying to sell you quick fix. I've got the solution. This 30 hot tips for getting your Spotify spins at like fractions of a cent. Acts with loose affiliations to the industry and swear you need to be a part of their high level groups and stuff. It's a lot of that is wasting your time. These are things that you can find on YouTube, find in a book. And it's tactic. Difference between tactic and strategy. Tactic is just a small thing that gets you to objective. Strategy is something that at the core level can work for anything. I've heard all of this stuff. I feel like I've heard everything. I've fell for some of it. There are times when you just look at the right thing and it's the shiny object and you're like, I'll check this out. But I feel like kind of going through all of that process, seeing and being a part of it, you can learn from a lot of my mistakes. Oh, look at, I'm literally wiping money right now. That's how rich I am. All my music money. Oh. Sorry. Things are leveling out. People are getting toilet paper. Crime anymore. Wiping your, and I'm reusing them. It's just where we are right now. There in the bank. But yeah, as we get further on in these discussions, videos and stuff, hopefully you'll start to realize that what we're talking about here is just first step. A whole bunch of steps to follow, go through, and build your music from the very ground up, almost from like an atomic level. Start to unlock these ways of looking at the way you approach your. You're reaching for things that not everybody totally understands. When you look at the ratio of people who make it and rocket into the stratosphere, of these famous people, say like, oh well, the chances of that are very low. And for some super rich people, super successful people, yeah, maybe there's some luck involved in that. But there's some other stuff that people as a whole don't pay attention. The majority of people are just slapping stuff out there. No real vision or plan or anything. Like throwing magnets on the fridge and seeing if anything sticks. So what we're talking about is about equaling the playing field for you, creator, so you can break past the things that are holding you back, because you might be like this close without even realizing it. You might feel like you're spinning your, but you know that, like, I don't know, I see a lot of this curve where it's rising a little bit and then this, that's almost like the same thing as boiling water. It'll get hotter, 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 and then it stops before it reaches that point. Now it's bubbling. Make something. So hopefully that's a very powerful analogy. It really excites you. Boiling water. Uh, so the first key here to what we're talking about. You might be in a trap right now that a lot of musicians, songwriters fall into. Think key to growing an audience, getting their stuff out there, is just constant content. No, not always working stuff, but always publishing, always releasing, uploading song, that video, that cover, the latest trendy song, just making sure that there's something happening every day, and it becomes this quantity over quality kind of pursuit. Now, not to say that having a lot of stuff put out there, it won't help you, because it will in some way, but it might not be enough a cohesive attack plan. Putting out all these things and releasing covers of the new trendy song this week, having a half-baked kind of song, and then releasing something that's ends up sounding and feeling totally different, and it's disconnected. And probably not asked yourself, like, is this what the audience wants? It doesn't necessarily come down to like listening to everything that the audience wants, but do you even know who the audience is? Fair question that you probably really look at. This is a change that can alter your trajectory. The most unheard musicians, struggling songwriters, the idea is you publish new content, you're releasing videos of covers all the time, trying to go viral, grasping at new trends that you're seeing, posting those meek, please give this a lesson, or please give this a listen, you know, don't mind the sound quality. And there's like 37 seconds of you like putting the phone, getting adjusted, and then like talking for a minute and a half about how this song is special to you. Like, I changed the channel like 4 minutes ago. You haven't started singing yet. Or if you start singing and it's like the same everybody else, it's gone. I said it in the last video. You're competing with cats on the internet. Like, think about that. That's a high fucking bar for an entire generation planet that is born with ADD. Like, oh my god, this dog has an owl on its head. Like, that's, if that's underneath or above your video of you just like, hey, please play, please listen, and it's just another one of the same things and there's nothing happening on. So who are you talking to? The people posting those cat videos, they know exactly who they're gonna get. That's why they have 37 million views on all their videos and all the content. Posting random pictures of you pretending you're hard at work. I love this one. This one. Check this. Don't mind all the puffers trying to keep alive, but oh, hard at work. And then it'll be like hashtag studio, hashtag creative, hashtag songstress. great, man. But like, what value is that offering your audience? Who is that for? At the heart of it, a picture like that is you. It's for you. You need people to think that you're hard at work. You've got a lyric sheet. It's like 37 babies. Baby written down. Like, you need to feel like you're hard at work and you spent the day in an Instagram photo shoot pretending you're writing new music. That's you're not the audience, but that kind of content makes you the audience. You're just doing it for yourself. And then that's the reason why you're stuck, because now you're spending all of this time going in a constant circle of, okay, I've done all this and I've posted it and I've come up with cool hashtags, and oh, now I got to start that cycle again. When are you going to write your new music? When are you letting yourself even have experiences write about, the ones that really hit you, move you to write a really great song? Oh, hello. People are chatting. That's nice. You know, it's so easy to get stuck, and you can look in and see people that you follow online, and you know, there's like, well, I followed this person and I listened to that person and they do this type of content blitz for all of their music pages. What does that have to do with my songwriting? You know, you may be right, maybe that's some content that people are doing, it does have its place, but when it becomes all of your focus, then you start to run into trouble and you blend in, because now you're not thinking about who you're speaking to. You're thinking about, how can I appease myself? You know, like, oh, good, I've got a full content schedule and that's done, and I look busy. As long as there's posting, there's mild engagement page, right on, here we go. Like, I'm a musician. So let's look at the person that you follow that treats their music releases this way. You're not following them because of all the videos, posts, and the covers. You're not. It may seem like it. I guarantee you there are at least 1,000 billion million people spamming in the same Facebook groups as you are, offering very similar sounding music and songs and release covers, and it's all noise. It's all noise. You're competing with each other, and it just becomes radio static to anybody who might actually benefit from your message. So, I mean, just go to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, search for any type of music. Better yet, search up cover. Let that be eye-opening. See 17 million people covering the same song that you are. What are you going to do to stand out? And that's not as like a fuck you buddy question. That's like an honest question that you really need to kind of reevaluate how you're approaching writing music. Think like, well, I've just kind of been throwing things up in the air and hoping to catch something. Maybe you think about this a different way. Yes. Yes. So here's the thing. You see all of these people out there, all of this noise. Are you buying from them? Are you following and commenting and really engaging with all of that content? You're not following all. Follow the one person, maybe two out of like 1,000 of them, where there's something else going on and they've tapped into that something that you haven't yet. That's why you follow them. That's why you know, mark the calendar and set up a reminder for when their next single or their video or whatever is coming out. It's not because they're putting it out. They've reached out to hitting you that way, that that I gotta go. So the series of videos, the series of me rambling and talking about things, that's kind of what this is. We're uncovering what that is and leaning into it in combination with publishing, creating edition, and writing our music, putting a bunch of things out. That's the secret. That's what most people miss. It's music is much deeper than stuff you just put out just for the sake of it. Hoping to catch more fans and more devoted audience and listeners with a really big thin net. It's like full of holes and it's just set adrift. Maybe somebody will get trapped in it in a shitstorm of photos and posts. We know this. We know the intent and the message in the music is more important. Yet even when you realize that, like almost nobody takes advantage of that. Except for the few who are breaking through. Whether it's David Bowie going back 40 years or Billie Eilish happening right now. It's an artist breaking out faster than anybody else in the. They have that, like, gotta realize how to navigate in three-dimensional space. Up, and then stop. And put out stuff and then shoot into the stratosphere. So they suddenly become the most sought after artists, and they did it without using like endless amounts of throwaway songs and content. Artists that tap into and reinforce the identity of their audience, the shared beliefs, the values, passions in all aspects of their. Knowing beliefs would solidify their connection, and they help remove a fear by showing they were once in their same shoes. They are both mythic, legendary, unimaginably huge creatures, but also human at the same time. Vulnerable legends. And that's where you stand out. So that's where you build connection, and that's where you add the most value in anybody's life. So if you can shift perspectives, move fears, and challenge beliefs, and connect by these common values, validate their identities, that's if you're something that's adding value, you can do that for anybody. It shows them they're not only accepted because of who they are, but that they can thrive because of it. Like, look at what I'm doing in this video right now. I'm removing beliefs that aren't serving you. You're sitting here, hopefully, and being like, you know what? I never really thought of it that way. It seems so simple. And yet. So hopefully we can just get rid of the beliefs that are keeping you from being heard. Musicians and songwriters that are just stuck in silence, not getting their message out. Don't have to continue thinking constantly releasing anything and everything as content. It's how you are going to build following. And not just a following, but devoted audience. People who listen when you speak because they know that you have something to say. Super epic to wipe my nose. So hopefully we're changing your perspective on how to build your authority as a musician, songwriter in today's very crowded marketplace. And most importantly, I'm doing it because I care. Connecting with you, know that you're someone who cares that is a big reason why I started all of this. I've done it, I've been there, had to kind of question why I'm making music. And I know that there are people out there in that exact same position. I want to do it. I'm doing it, seeing any kind of traction, and I know I have something to say. Maybe you're not saying it, or maybe you're speaking in a slightly different language, and it's not reaching want change lives with music and opening it up, because it's changed my life. It's done so many crazy things, opening me up as a person and soul. And I want you to have that too. I want you to have that magical for other people, with other people. I want you to be woken up. I want you to shake all the muck off that's been keeping you stuck. Guess what? Your audience wants you to do that for them too. You just maybe don't know it. Stuck. Taste, stone. Kind of shuffling around day to day. What happens when you're that? And then all of a sudden, that jam comes on. Walking by and a car radio's playing something. Phone shuffles and it hits that right song, and like you woken up and around and you're, how did I get here? Didn't even realize I was in motion. That's it. If you can be that for somebody else, you'll never have to worry about anything again. You will have accomplished your mission as an artist. So, I mean, it's all of this auxiliary and extra content does have its place and can be used effectively. It's now a part of our reality as musicians, and the social media can't be your sole focus. It's just a tool, tactic, part. It's a building block that helps you implement the overall strategy, getting out, really shaking people in a good way. Our mission, our message, our purpose, that's what you need to focus on if you want to build connection, build an audience extremely fast. Shift like the most successful legends in music already have. So the big question, obviously, $1 million, what's in the box? What's in the box? How do you make this shift? How do you structure your music and your content messaging? So not only build your following on that really deep level, how do you do it so you have results now instead of waiting months or incubating on something? Continually putting out content, hoping you grow a following, and ending this trap of being an unheard musician. Like putting pennies in the bank and hoping the interest will be your retirement. Interest is good enough, yeah. That shit could start working in a month. You know? Less content, better traffic, better interest, better investment. That's the goal. So, I mean, these are these are crazy concepts, and for somebody who might be looking like, oh, songwriting secrets, what's the secret scale? You know, what's the secret scale that's gonna help me win at music? And then they hear me talking about message and identity, thinking about, you know, who's your real audience? What is it that you're trying to say? What's your intent? Most people will just stop watching right now, walk away. That's fine. They'll try to recreate what other people are doing, take the ideas I kind of touched on in this video and try it a few times and give up and say, that didn't work. What a fucking crock of shit that could be. And that's why most people fail. That's why like the 95% of the people out there are still going to be posting random stuff begging for views. Please don't mind the sound quality. My iPhone 2 doesn't have a good recording device. Even when you're aware of the shift, most can miss or fail at trying to replicate it. The thing is, you aren't like most people. I mean, that's why you're here. That's why you're interested. That's why you're watching, listening. Whether it's right now, whether it's a month from now, when you stumble on somebody, brings you into the group and we're talking about it. You can be one step closer to being that uplifting musician, wakes people up. That limitless songwriter that just has an infinite well of inspiration and creativity and just that power to put their passion out there and have people respond. You can be a deliberate creator, somebody who sits down and knows exactly the framework for how they're gonna get laser focus into their art, music. Hit to the moon if that's where the right person is, but they'll get there. Thankful you did. Becoming this enlightened student of music, not somebody who's like, well, I practiced the C major scale for like 12 hours today and I didn't even write a hit song. Thinking about it wrong. Enlightened student of music isn't looking at the content. It's a bigger scope. It's the why. Biggest thing that I hope that the infinite musician mentality can give to you is this having a why, having a purpose for every little thing you do. I've over the past 2 years, I've been trying to answer a lot of these questions, slowly chip away at it. I've been working on analyzing, dissecting all my greatest lessons from music school. Nearly 20 years of performing, composing in original, recording, and touring bands. The biggest lessons were where the theory, the practical, the mentality, and the intent all converge. It's like this magic middle ground where these four things kind of become one powerful thing. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 equals 5, because this is something stronger than each. When they all work together, that's where the magic. I'm not just teaching about transforming music. Mentality and the intent and all of that. I tried to be an active student and practitioner of most of my life, chasing after this, trying to find out those moments. I mean, I guess it's been a chasing the dragon kind of thing, but there's those moments that just seem like it's magic when you're making music and it feels like you're a musician. Something happening here that's way bigger than what you understand. And so, that's like the step, the conscious wake up. Okay, what is that? So yeah, like that's been my musical journey. Trying to chase that and explain it and figure out what it is and then find out how we can get it out to people. So if you're a smart songwriter, then I know you'll realize that the information you're about to get, all of these series and in the program that we're releasing on Monday for free. Hopefully the link is up there and you can join the group and fill out an application. We're going to start next Monday and go for 30 days and talk about a bunch of different crazy shit. But, you'll realize that information stems from the knowing, not from knowledge. A big difference that I wanted to make, the differentiator I wanted in things that I do with MFile is I don't want to copy and paste from books and tell you things. I want to try and formulate ways of explaining the experiences that I have had, and also analyzing the experiences that other artists have had, and also pulling in a bunch of experiences I've had from like learning about business and learning about marketing, because identifying the message is the biggest thing in like what your product is. Who's your audience? What's the problem you're solving? Whether you're playing guitar or whether you're building a widget, like if you aren't thinking about that, then what you're doing isn't sustainable, and it's going to fall on deaf ears because nobody will care. If you have a song and you're like, I have a song, please listen to me. Why? If somebody hears it and it speaks to them, it speaks to their experience, it speaks to who they am, it speaks who they are, it speaks to what they truly believe in, what their deepest values that they hold. You know, it awakens something in them, and then they have to kind of stop and look. Shit, son, I want a piece of that. I want to be able to take that with me. Nike's just a shoe. What did they do differently to make everybody on the planet want to buy that shoe? David Bowie's just a twiggy alien man. What happened there to make everybody go nuts and need to see David Bowie, and need, like, he's been dead now a couple years and I'm still listening to his records every single day. So what's the difference? So by being here right now, by signing up for the 30-day programs that we're going to be running starting next Monday, you already will have an edge over everybody else in your space. That's the goal. I want to set you up with the ammunition to go out guns blazing. And you're setting yourself up to build a reputation and an authority to be a significant artist in your... That sounds pretty nice, right? So you have a choice. You can be like most, blending in and just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And if that's you, can't help you. Just gonna dip your toe in the water. You might as well just close up shop and say, thanks for wasting my time, Dan, but I'm gonna watch more cat videos. But if you're the person who's ready to do the thing that most people won't, really take some self-assessment here. I mean, that's why we're here. You can have the results that most musicians and most songwriters, most artists and creators won't get. So hopefully we can go live a little later tonight, have the same kind of chat, talk more about the next steps in shedding this identity as an unheard musician, songwriter with a kind of thing, taking the role of the musician that you are supposed to be so you can create the music that you hear in your head. Just had a single tear. It's allergy related. I'm not in a Lord of the Rings movie, although this was a pretty rousing speech. I got pat on the bum. Pretty fucking good, Dan. To make it official, holy shit. Peter. I see y'all. I don't mind self-deprecating. That's actually, the humor is part of my values. What makes me different as a person. It's one of the engaging things. There's like 7 people sitting here watching at this moment. Didn't make an announcement. And hopefully we'll see all you people again later tonight. Probably around 6ish. I'll have another little chat, talk more about it. Oh, I'll put a link here for the application. Boop. So all these chats I'm doing, I don't know if you've seen any of the things. I'll probably do another blitz today posting about it, but we're opening applications for the MFile Infinite Musician Mentality 30-day course. That's why I'm sitting here rambling. I've been developing a lot of stuff for this for a while, and I don't know. I'm still developing it, but I decided to throw open the doors free and just launch it during this crazy time when people will need something to do, and figured it's something creative and something hopefully insightful and something that you can be a part of. You know, your questions and your discussion will help build this course when it's out of beta. But we're launching with a roadmap. We're going to be having 30 days of live videos in our Facebook group, and discussions, and hopefully we get a couple of takeaways. We're going to talk about establishing a strong message, identity, and belief in yourself and your music, which is a really good foundation to have if you want to be making and creating. Identifying the values and intentions of various musical theory concepts. So we're not just going to force major scales and the cycle of force down your throat. The idea is to try and talk about the overarching concepts as why and what you can do to kind of sit responses up. Also, trying to tie all of this in a way that can be used as strategy to earn an income from you. That's the goal that you take, or already looking for it, because a lot of this is hidden in branding and marketing classes that business people know how they go about designing products and offers and stuff. You can kind of take these fundamental things that help them speak directly to people and build yourself as the product, and then let that flow through you. It comes through in everything. Then you become you never have to worry about where you're gonna get these eager ears. Where's the souls I'm supposed to be reaching with? The idea is that you're speaking so truthfully from your truth, your experience, and your energy is so focused that the people will come. It's not like a vision board, not like a law of attraction kind of thing. That's probably based on the same. The idea is know exactly who you're talking to. If you're talking from your honest experience of yourself that you've lived in a way that isn't trying to be something, it is something, then a lot of people are going to stand up, be like, yo, shit, me too. How many times have you been in a social situation? Somebody has that same like passion as you, and then you end up drinking 17, laughing about Simpsons quotes because you're both really big nerds, and you're like, that person's gonna be my friend forever. You didn't know them 4 hours ago. That's the truth of artistic action right there. So let's try and break these ideas down so they're not so abstract. Talk about identity, message, and having a mission as an artist. So I dropped the link there, www.mfile.ca/IMM application, Infinite Musician Mentality. You'll get emailed with an application. You fill it out to the best of your ability. I think there's a link in the email that gets sent to direct you to the Facebook group. We're going to be holding live discussions and posting stuff up in there for 30 days starting next Monday. So get your applications in if this is something that you're interested in. You want to talk with other people about music and songwriting and post some stuff. And yeah, basically we just want to set up a nice little community for people that want to create and tell stories with their music. So hope everybody's staying safe out there. Shit's getting crazier by the hour. Okay to admit that. It's okay to just breath, accept that things are nuts. But I don't know. Just finding ways that you can reach out and make some kind of a positive impact. Hopefully keep you sane. This is what I'm trying. Have a little bit of time that we can spend every day for a month talking about developing yourself as a human and an artist, and developing music that will reach out to people and really create strong, lifelong. So yeah, no zombies yet. That's right, Justine, no zombies yet. But fingers crossed. Till they come knocking on my door, asking if we have a cup of brains, we're gonna keep rocking and talking. So I'll come on a little later tonight and talk a little bit more about this, maybe around 6. And then I'm gonna get things set up and stream some maybe some Castlevania. I haven't decided on what video game, but I'm gonna revive my Lazy Shell channel, but use it through all the M-File stuff. I got Twitch affiliate status, which means that I can't stream anywhere other than Twitch. It has to be specifically that. So I don't know. I'll tap into see if I can get anybody that used to watch me play video games and hang out, and guys want to talk and about music and favorite albums, and we play some old school video games and shit. Get that set up. I tried to do it last night. Sorry. I made a bunch of things. It was, I want to do this. And then it wasn't working. Felt really stupid. Simon Belmont. Yes. We have a scholar in our midst. So anyways, thanks for hanging out and thanks for watching. Be sure to hit up that application. This is something that seems like it's speaking to you. Hopefully, I've done my homework and I've developed something that is speaking to somebody from my own. People are into it. Then we'll help a whole lot of people, help a whole lot more people when they get out and make their music. So have a good one. Stay safe. Drink lots of water. Maybe take some time to read a book. Something, and don't feel pressured. Carry the whole weight of the world on your shoulders. Just reach out to a couple people today and just tell them that you love them and ask how they're doing. Genuinely listen. I think we all need that. Okay, so from The Office, cool one, closet one, hides out and smells like farts sometimes. Burritos and work videos all. See you later tonight. Have a good one.